These are the top 5 reasons your nail fungus is not going away. Here we go. And make sure you stick around to the end because the number one reason I see quite a bit in my office. And the first reason your nail fungus may not be going away is that you're an athlete. If you're someone that's running 20, 30 miles a week and you're already predisposed to nail fungus, well, especially if you have a long second or third toe that's jabbing out into the shoe, it's hard to treat nail fungus when number one, you're sweating in the shoe and creating a dark, damp environment, which fungus loves, and number two, traumatizing the nail over and over again as the tips of your toes bang into the front part of your shoe. A lot of times it's not even nail fungus. You just have bloody toenails that are just residually staining your nails. So if you're someone that's a pretty high level athlete or just someone that works out quite a bit, get ready for an extended period of time trying to treat nail fungus because it's just hard when you keep beating them up. And yes, there are treatments for this. Number one is gel cap toe pads. Number two are topical debriders you can put on your nails. And number three is trying to augment your shoes with things to stop your toes from banging in the front of your shoe. I'll link a video in the description below that shows how to deal with that. And the next reason, or number four, is that you've only been treating it with over-the-counter products. If you look at a lot of over-the-counter products for nails, the concentration of the solutions or creams just isn't high enough to penetrate through the nail, get into the root, and actually treat them at the source. So that's why a lot of times when I see people that come in that have only done over-the-counter things, it's usually why I'm not really all that impressed, because usually we have to get you on something prescription strength. Now that being said, Vicks Vapo Rub, yes, it will work. It will make your nails look a little bit better, only while you're using it. As soon as you go off of it, usually your nails will go right back to the way they look. And that kind of ties into number three, which is you just haven't been treating them long enough. Remember, most toenails take 9 months to completely grow out. Now some people are a little slower, some people are a little faster. However, if you're going to treat that nail, especially if you're using topical, you have to treat it for the entire length of time the nail is growing out, or the fungus will just come back. Now, if you're on oral pills, it's a little different because they keep working for 9 months, even though you only have to use them for 3. But if you are using topical prescription therapy, if you're not doing it for at least 9 months and not painting your nails during that time, it's probably not going to work. Now, the second most common reason you have nail fungus is your mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa, because genetics plays a much bigger role in fighting fungus than you would think. If you have a genetic predisposition that your body and your immune system just does not want to fight fungus, it's kind of hard to change that. And I've seen a lot of people where their grandmother has it, their dad has it, their mom has it, they have it, and they're wondering why after a few years of treating it, they can't get rid of it. And that's just because that family tree is a lot stronger than any medication that we can prescribe to you. And those are kind of the people that's hardest to treat because their body is just not wanting to pick up where that medication leaves off. And the number one reason, and by far the most common reason your nail fungus isn't going away, is because you don't have nail fungus. Because there are plenty of other conditions that can cause thick, crumbly, or discolored toenails. A lot of them can be skin disorders, arthritides, autoimmune diseases, or even just a lot of trauma. Like in the first one where I said, if you're an athlete and just bang your toes up, there is such a thing as just traumatic nail disorders. So just remember, if you have thick, crumbly, discolored toenails, it might be a good idea to have your nail, or at least just a little piece of it, just a little clipping, sent off for a biopsy just to see what is really under there before you start spending all this money on treatment. Like I said, there are great treatment options for all of these. It's usually treating the underlying condition, but you have to know what that underlying condition is before you treat it. And if you are having any other issues related to these types of problems, make sure you leave me a comment down below and let me know, and maybe I'll make a video about it next.